he has made his transition quite seamlessly, it seems, from the supposed non-interventionist America firster on trade to just basically Jeb Bush.
I said, look, Steve, you can call him chinks all you want, but there's patents we need. And stop bothering my son.
Indeed. And I mean, I think it could very well just be that. And meanwhile, this is, I continue. Last night I went on Chris Hayes' program with someone who was, perfectly reasonable. Her name was it Evelyn Farkas? She was a former, I think, Clinton national security person. She wasn't particularly supportive of Trump's moves, but there's this sense that, like, all of the responsible people now on the National Security Council, they'll save us. And in the best of times, these people tend to be a little warmongerish. And now they're supposedly the voices of reason. I mean, it's quite clear that President Obama did not want to attack Syria. And to the extent that he was coming close to doing it, it's quite clear now that it was all of the advisors around him who were supportive of it. And I don't know that this, and it's clear because all of the former Obama officials who have come out in favor of an attack on Syria and praising Trump for it. And if I recall correctly, there was supposedly a slip of the tongue by John Kerry at one point, which invited Russia into the picture and led to essentially the deal on chemical weapons, which avoided an attack on Syria at that time. And I would not be surprised to see people revisit that time period and see that this was Kerry and Obama basically saying, let's bypass the entire sort of infrastructure that is pushing for this, and let's just pretend you screw up. I mean, one has to wonder. We saw some dynamic like that with Biden, with marriage equality. And you wonder if this wasn't just sort of like one of Obama's leading from behind things, which, at least if you're one of those people who did not feel that we should be involved in direct hostilities as opposed to sort of, I guess, paying or providing means in which for weapons to get to Syria.
It also makes sense historically because, I mean, Kennedy, people know that his advisors were more hawkish in a lot of ways, but also Nixon was spied on by the Joint Chiefs of Staff because he wanted to open up to China. So, like, those sorts of influences are always there permanently to play on the president.
That's actually what the deep state is. Yeah. That's actually what it's not just a bunch of Obama advisors who are there.
Well, yeah, okay, whatever you say. Allahu Akbar.
But for those people who are convinced that because McMaster's is sitting on the National Security Council, that we won't do anything rash, remember, it is this guy, for some reason, on the lawn of the White House, maybe this is during the Easter egg hunt, which apparently they screwed up. They couldn't even run an Easter egg hunt. They actually had to have Obama staffers, members of the deep state, come back and help because apparently Melania Trump has no staff, and traditionally the first lady runs the Easter egg hunt or something. So literally, almost everyone who executed the Easter hunt were former Obama staffers who just came back.
That's got to be a movie.
Exactly. But here is
they had one
here's
job.
Donald Trump talking about how he's not going to reveal any of his plans because, and then also, not only is he not going to reveal his plans, he's also not going to reveal that he knows who is now the current leader of North Korea.
The vice president is in Asia doing the four-stop tour, and he said basically the U.S. is running out of patience. Clearly a message to North Korea. You have a Navy fleet that is sent into the Sea of Japan right now. Have you ruled out a military strike?
I don't want to telegraph what I'm doing or what I'm thinking. I'm not like other administrations where they say we're going to do this in 4 weeks, and that doesn't work that way. We'll see what happens. I hope things work out well. I hope there's going to be peace. But, you know, they've been talking with this gentleman for a long time. You read Clinton's book. He said, oh, we made such a great peace deal, and it was a joke. You look at different things over the years with President
Pause
Obama.
it for 1 second.
Everybody has been outplayed. They've all been outplayed.
Now, as you know, President Clinton left office in 2000. Now, this guy that they've been making the deal with, Kim Jong-un, has been in office since, 2011, I think.
I think, yeah.
And so maybe, what's that?
Do we call it an office?
Well, he's been in
power.
in power. Now, maybe Clinton just said, I'm just dealing with the kid.
I'm bypassing the dad. I just want to know what the youngster has to say. And by the way, that was a great deal. I like how Trump, not only is he wrong, he always there's a line in Clinton's book where he randomly sounds like Donald Trump, where he just is like, and then we went to North Korea where we completed the greatest deal ever because I make great deals.
Well,
no one makes better deals
you can
than me.
imagine maybe that that maybe Kim Jong, Clinton sitting having dinner with Kim Jong-il to make the deal. And he said, oh, let me meet your son. Oh, come on over here. Here's the secret deal. All
right. Here's what we're gonna do.
Well,
you want this special issue of Playboy or not? You're 13. Come on, you know what you want.
All right, but to be fair to Trump, maybe he just refers to. Let's just pull it back, because maybe he just refers to North Korea as that guy. Okay.
Things work out well. I hope there's going to be peace. But, they've been talking with this gentleman for a long time. You read Clinton's book. He said, oh, we made such a great peace deal, and it was a joke. You look at different things over the years with President Obama. Everybody has been outplayed. They've all been outplayed by this gentleman, and we'll see what happens. But I just don't telegraph my moves.
I always refer to a country as gentlemen.
Look, North Korea is a gentleman.
Not a lady, because they're ugly.
Because they're ugly. North Korea, by the way, I call it a gentleman because if it was a girl, it wouldn't even be a 2. That's how bad it is. And by the way, that's how seriously we take it.
Unlike Obama,
also,
who was like, in 4 weeks, I am going to send malware to Iran. Heads up, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair warning. And again, in advance, I apologize.
Right. And also, let me just plant this let me just go out on a limb here and say, I don't think he read Bill Clinton's book.
Then we completed the greatest, most fantastic peace deal ever made over chocolate cake in Mar-a-Lago.
That's literally how he reads it. It's they came to Mar-a-Lago, they had my chocolate cake, and they made a deal that was a terrible deal, but they made it where I was.
Hey, folks, Sam Seder here. Donald Trump can kiss all of our asses. And one way he can is by you subscribing to this channel. I don't know how that works.